Oh, that reminds me. I had a really, really angry screed against Just for Laughs
Okay.
that I meant to do last episode, but we didn't have time. It's basically just how much I hate Just for Laughs.
What, you mean the comedy showcase thing?
Yep.
I don't understand what the big deal is, though. It's just stand-up.
No, it's not stand-up. It's there's no talking at all. It's all just, public scenes that they film. It's like trigger-happy TV, but without talking.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the Just for Laughs like festival.
No, that's a festival.
Yeah, but okay.
I'm talking about the stuff they put on TV. And it bugs me, nay, offends me, because they sell it to airlines for international flights. Because it's, there's no language involved, so there's no translation that has to be done.
Yeah.
I feel like the most bland, boring denizen of the earth when I watch something like Just for Laughs on an airplane. It's like, this is only supposed to appeal to the simpletons who don't want to have to bother with a language.
Right.
I hate it. I cannot stand Just for Laughs.
And okay.
What is that? I hate easy slapstick comedy.
I don't know. I don't know what your problem is.
Well, I got a lot of them.
It would seem something that wouldn't be so offensive to you.
I know I shouldn't be offended by it. It's harmless comedy for people on airplanes. But it strikes me as as too safe and too sterile. So
Sure.
that the kind of laughs that it's going after are never actually in any way bigger than, look, this guy went to a place and ordered an ice cream cone and they gave him a gigantic one. How wacky,
Sure. But, honestly, what kind of subversive comedy are you going to get on an airplane anyway?
Exactly. Folks, I'm proposing the world's first Upright Citizens Brigade Theater in the air.
Yeah.
It's called Up and a Right. Fuck!
We'll workshop it.
Okay.
No, that's actually kind of a brilliant idea. You could have all sorts of like shows and segments and stuff. And
Yeah, and they'd all have words in them. They'd all have speaking parts.
yeah.
And not just
Is that what really bugs you about that?
And not just an old lady using a public telephone and chocolate syrup comes out. No, they're gonna be real jokes.
I'm trying to figure out what's really bugging you the most about Just for Laughs. Is it the lack of dialogue or what? Oh.
I don't know what it is. I think it's because I'm very, very sensitive to pandering.
Yeah.
And that kind of nonverbal pandering is, look, here's a middle-aged schlub just like you in an embarrassing situation. Fuck you.
I think you look into that a little bit too much, though.
Fuck you, invisible announcer.
Do you like Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Oh, jeer. Well, yeah. See, that's...
Because that's written and performed, and there are people to play off of who do speak when he doesn't speak.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Although Mr. Bean, as I've mentioned, is popular in Japan for that reason. He's, wacky, nonverbal.
Yeah. They love the wacky nonverbals in Japan.
They do. Tom and Jerry, also a big hit.
Yeah.
Which surprised me because as a kid, I always thought Tom and Jerry was the most boring of cartoons because there was no dialogue. So maybe this is about me wanting dialogue and interaction besides hitting you on the head with a plank with a nail in it.
This is deeper rooted than we may think. I heard airplane peanuts. Airplane peanuts. Okay, let's go with that.
What's the deal with airplane peanuts?
Hi folks, it's No More Whoppers. You know it. You know it. You know it to be true. My name is Ray Barnhold, host of World's Most Dangerous Walrus Chases, and with me as always, the director of the new film Resident Evil Ultra Mutation Retribution Lips, Alex Frayola.
No, we've actually changed the title.
R.E. Handjob.
Damn it. Sorry.
Sorry, folks.
I apologize.
We're trying to widen the demographic.
All right. Well, here we are. We're past the threshold of 30 episodes.
That's right.
Into our next milestone, I guess, would be 40, even though, it's not really much of a milestone. But how are you doing, Alex?
I am fantastic. I'm mostly over my cold and cough.
Good, you sound it.
I think I burst a blood vessel in my thumb yesterday playing soccer with kids, but that's kind of healing.
All right.
It's painful. My thumb turned a light shade of purple and hurt intensely.
Well, we wish it the best, as we do all thumbs.
Thank you. It thanks you. Here, you hear that? That's him. Ow, that hurts.
Careful. You big goof.
Yeah. On the plus side, I hurt my thumb, but on the plus side, I deflected the ball from going into the goal. So there you go.
Good. I'm okay as well. You know, the big thing in my life.
Whoa, hey! I didn't ask you, buddy.
That is so Alex.
I'm kidding. Go.
I can't wait for the rest of this episode.
I
really can't.
I was trying to be playful asshole, but I don't think it worked.
Well, you blew it.
I am Frau Doubtfire.
Anyway, the big development in my life is that I bought two new surge protectors. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh my god!
Well, no, it's a good thing.
Oh.
If you've seen my Twitter like a few weeks ago, I made this little tweet about how once the Wii U arrives, I'll have to like rethink my whole setup with the surge protectors because I had two of them already and they were all pretty much all full with like the other game systems and crap that I have around the TV. So that kind of lingered in my head, but then I just thought, well, let's just stop this right here. And I went ahead and bought two 12-outlet surge protectors. And so now everything
Wow, that
is
sounds like
much
24
better.
outlets.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So much better organized now for sure. Everything's nice and on the floor. There's plenty of open outlets now. I can add the Wii U and whatever else comes along.
You know, here's something that I kind of took for granted. But while I was organizing my consoles and stuff to get ready for the bar, I realized that I don't know, since the late 90s or the early 2000s, I guess most consoles stopped using a power brick that plugs directly into the wall and then have that as a brick that you then connect with another cord that then goes into the wall the size of a regular cord, so you're not putting these bulky things up in your outlet.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm realizing what a pain in the ass it's going to be to get the bar functioning, having all these things, all these bricks plugged in at the same time.
Yeah. Well, then you might have to look for the same Belkin strip that I did.
I think I may.
I'm
going to look for your review.
It's like a column of 6 outlets down the middle and then flanked by 3 on either side, which are spaced apart enough to fit those big, bulky ones. And,
that sounds good.
Yeah, it worked for me as well because I have like these portable hard drives that use those type of AC adapters. So
power.
Yeah, very nice. It's
Power.
I feel part of the 21st century again.
Welcome.
Part of the things, in my house, where I grew up and stuff, it's like we just hung on to these old surge protectors and we didn't really buy any new ones until it was like super desperate. So
yes.
I sort of have this this approach to those things like I do with underwear. It's just like hang on to them until they're, made of strands.
Ew.
Relatively. So
I hang on to my socks until a hole forms in the heel, which happens a lot.
I see. Yeah.
This has been Alex News.
But I go through socks like crazy, though, so I really have no choice. I have to keep refreshing and refreshing.
They are delicious.
No, that's not what I... maybe where you're from, you do that sort of stuff, but no. Ugh. I wouldn't really want to do that.
When you're here, you're family.
Yeah, can I have the never-ending sock ball?
I'm trying to think of something funny to follow that up with, but I can't. But that's really my problem.
Kickstarter!
Yeah, sure, why not?
I'm very happy now that the weather is getting cooler.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Right now we're in that 1 week stretch where the smell of the season changes.
Yep.
It's shifting now to the smells of fall.
Yep, I'm with you. In fact,
I love that.
It's been raining a tiny bit.
Oh, good for you. I mean,
Good for you!
and I love that 1 week stretch where it sort of fades into fall smells, because I know that after 1 week passes, I'm going to be fucking sick of it already. And I'm going to start feeling cold and.
Oh, really?
And then I'm going to want winter to come because I want winter to get the hell out of the way so we can get back to spring and summer, which are the best seasons.
Yeah, no, I like spring and fall better.
Okay.
And what are you talking about? You're the one that was complaining about being in a hellish oven all of summer on this show.
I think maybe it's just because I get a month or I get up to 7 weeks of fully paid vacation.
Right.
And to me, that's worth being stuck in a hellish oven.
Yeah. Well, I suppose you should savor that, too, because then you'll start that bar and then, you'll have all manner of people rushing in to refresh themselves.
Yeah. Well, that'll be fine. One of the upsides of the bar is that because it's a shop, a public place, I will be running the AC nonstop, so that'll be super comfy in the summer.
Right, yeah. Any new developments on that front, by the way, as long as we're talking about it?
I emailed my business plan to the accountant. He says it looks great, and then the next step is to start crunching numbers to make up the submission to the bank with the figures that they want to see. Very slowly, progress is being made.
Sure. Tell me about that business plan, though. You said you basically just copied your friends' heroes.
Yeah, it's actually, I should be specific. There's two things that need to be submitted. Technically, the business plan is the one with the numbers on it. This is a business proposal or proof of concept, if you will.
Right.
It's a 7-step document that starts off with what kind of customers I want to attract. I think I covered that last week. Where I want to open, what kind of food I want to have, what kind of perks my place will have, what differentiates me from other bars and stuff. And I sort of tried to play on my strengths for that, which was I'm a talkative jackass, and I love conversation. The accountant said... I'm from Italy. Yeah. The accountant said one of the great ideas in the plan was that I would give, and it sounds very basic, but it will draw customers, free English conversation practice anytime. Because there's a lot of English teachers who are, charging students out the ass for an hour of, questionable teaching. So he said that's going to be a big boon. And really, I'm looking, apart from the plan, I'm very much looking forward to Hero's support. Because apparently he knows a ton of people and will help me get the word out.
He knows a ton of winos. I'm just kidding.
Exactly. I didn't know this until Hero told me a couple weeks ago when I was looking at his business plan. I said, how much money did you allocate for advertising when you submitted the loan to the bank or the thing? And he says, 0. I'm like, what? Yeah. He says, I didn't advertise at all. He had zero advertising. He opened a new bar with zero advertising, solely on word of mouth alone.
Right.
And he's doing great.
I'd imagine you'd have the same sort of fortune, especially because it's like it'll be one of those game bars, and word of those things, at least the ones in Tokyo, that kind of spreads fast. So
yeah,
I'd expect the best.
I thought there weren't any in Nagoya, but I was talking to some people at the Coopers that last time I went to Nagoya, and I think there's like a Famicom hostess bar?
Blah, blah. Oh.
Or no, snack bar. Not quite the same.
Well.
There's a Famicom snack bar that has a bunch of Famicoms and one Super Famicom.
But those snack bars are kind of seedy, though, in general, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I'm not a fan. I just want a bar where anybody can come. I mentioned in the business proposal that it will be welcoming to even non-gamers. I'm not going to sit there nerding out about games all day.
Right.
And I'll talk about whatever the hell
free
anyone
English
wants
conversation.
To talk about.
Free English conversation about any of the Rockman games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hardman is weak against the magnet missile.
A turbo controller really helps in this game.
Yes, it does.
Have you ever heard of Nintendo?
What's that?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that seems to have worked out to some degree, and of course...
Yeah, doing good so far.
Can't wait for more.
Wait,
let me ask you, though. Do you kind of expect that sort of English conversation stuff to really crop up while you're in business? Okay.
Yes, absolutely. I have, as a customer in a bar, I've had people buy me drinks just to talk to me.
Yeah, okay.
One time, I even had a guy buy me a drink to talk to his girlfriend for an hour.
Oh, right. Is that something you mentioned on this show? I can't remember.
No, this was years ago. This was maybe 3-4 years ago. It was when I still used to go to the Hub downtown.
I see.
Which I've since sworn off.
Tell us about that.
Terrible place.
Okay.
No, it's just it's the typical seedy gaijin chain bar. It's basically every gaijin looking to get laid goes there and nobody else.
Yeah, you had me / lost me at chain, so that's...
What do you mean?
That says enough.
It's
I think that just says enough.
Okay. You're looking for an indie bar. Well, you should check out my place.
Yes.
It's
well,
called...
I plan to.
Shit just got real.
I don't think so.
You should be really bold and just call it like the Olive Garden. Right? And then... No?
I should call it Alex, but spelled in a really pretentious French way.
Yes. A-L-E-Q-U...
Yes.
E-S-E.
Alex.
That's Italian.
No, it's French. I just said.
Oops.
Hey there, my name is Alex.
Okay, Ray, earlier in the show's history, we had a very brief segment that I called Guy Who Doesn't Understand Wikipedia. Right? You remember that one?
It's probably my favorite. As a fan of the show, speaking as a fan of the show. Yeah.
Well, I thought we'd bring it back, for old time's sake.
Yeah.
So
it's not really that old.
I'm going to give you an excerpt from a Wikipedia entry to read.
Yes, of course.
Okay, this is the opening paragraph to the Wikipedia page titled 2009 Primera División de México Clausura.
All right. I may have trouble with that pronunciation myself.
Just do your best.
All right. Here we go. The 2009 Primera División Clausura was the second football tournament of the Mexican Primera División 2008-2009 season. The tournament began on January 16th, 2009 and ended on May 31st, 2009. Necaxa was relegated to the Primera División A after being in last place of the relegation table. On May 31st, 2009, UNAM defeated Pachuca 3-2 on aggregate to win their sixth title. Toluca forward Hector Mancilla won his second consecutive Golden Boot after scoring 14 goals, only one ahead of America forward Salvador Cabañas.
Speak English or get out! Guy who doesn't understand Wikipedia. There you go.
Episode 31.
Thanks for...
A new
destined
benchmark.
for greatness already?
But yeah, I apologize there. Nonetheless, I'd like to help, and it's my favorite segment, so I do what I can.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Before anybody writes in, that's a caricature of a person who doesn't understand Wikipedia. I'm not espousing some sort of, Anglo-centric...
Yeah.
Basically what I'm saying is, if you don't speak English, get out of Japan. All right? That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
No, I get it, though. It's like you're basically Randy Newman.
Yes.
He doesn't actually hate short people. He's not actually a redneck who talks about, keeping the N-words down or whatever. That's not your thing.
Well, there goes my vote.
Vote Newman.
He should run with the advertising campaign, Hello Newman. No?
Jesus.
Somebody.
Oh, that reminded me of that feature you wrote from 1UP years ago about Phantasy Star.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You called it Hello Newman, and for years I didn't actually get it.
I was amazed that... Really?
Yeah, I just it didn't connect for a little while.
Really? Okay. I was amazed that Jeremy let me keep that title.
Yeah, well...
Considering some of the innocuous jokes that he cut out of the thing anyway.
Okay, it's all right.
Like, hey, if you just want anybody to write a history of the series, you could just get some schlub to do it. I thought you wanted a couple jokes in there, so I put them in.
Guy doesn't understand. Oh, wait.
Game journalism.
No, I also wrote a feature years back about the Tower of Draga games, and I called it Drew Hill. Ate that right up. That's fine with me.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was one of the reasons I stopped writing for 1UP, because that was one of the articles I wasn't paid for.
All right.
I was, it was that. The last two things I wrote were that, and then a Final Fantasy XIV preview, and I was not paid for either of them, despite nagging and constant emails. And then I think it was because, Ziff Davis at the time was being bought by Yu-Gi-Oh!
Sure.
I guess, so if anybody, wants to throw me a couple bucks, not going to complain.
Right. Well, that's our airing dirty laundry segment. Next up on the show... I'm just kidding. I don't mean to make you feel bad.
Okay.
Let's get out of here.
Let's rock and roll.
Hey, Alex.
So, Ray, I'm still in the clutches of Dragon Quest X, as you know, as you all know.
Yes, as the constantly updated 10 and 10 would tell you as well.
Almost daily updates.
Right, basically daily.
Yes.
Yeah.
John Daly. Now, I very quietly passed over the end of my free trial.
Passed on? No, Alex, no. We loved you.
What? What happened?
Oh, I thought you said you quietly passed on.
Funeral services will be held on Saturday from 2 o'clock until 4 p.m.
Oh.
We have a guest eulogy by, who do we got?
Randy Newman.
Oh, shit. All right, that's fine. If he starts singing... Shit.
I'm not sure I should continue that.
I think you should.
I don't know. I'm not good at improvising songs, really.
I did not know Alex personally. Anyway, come out, celebrate my life. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna go out for White Castle afterwards.
That'll be our No More Whoppers meetup. Your death.
My death.
Your funeral.
I'll be there. You know,
Yeah.
Hey, meet me.
Come take a picture. Talk shop with us or just me.
Get in on the ground floor of our new podcast, Weekend at Fraioli's.
Yes. Oh, goodness. We do good work.
What were we talking about?
I forget.
Me too. Oh, yeah, Dragon Quest.
Oh, right, you're right.
Jesus.
That old chestnut.
I've quietly finished my my free trial period of 20 days. And I've input my very first 1,000 Nintendo points towards my first paid month. Going along pretty well. Yeah.
I have to say cha-ching.
You did it very well.
Yeah, please, continue.
I was a bit surprised when because I forgot, I don't know why this didn't occur to me, but I forgot that I had to go into the Wii shopping channel and redeem the card there before I could use it in DQ10.
Oh, okay.
So at first I logged into DQ10, and it's like, choose your payment method. Oh, Nintendo point card. Okay. Seems you don't have any points. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to put it in that.
You're like, I'm holding it right here. It's in my hand.
I started rubbing it on the TV.
Yeah.
I started smushing it into the Wii disc string thing.
That does sound stupid, though, either way. I mean, you'd think they would just have a place for you to put it in the code.
Yeah, but no.
It's like really one of the only games to even let you do that, but yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. Putting in Wii point codes, hell of a lot easier with a keyboard.
Yeah.
Took 3 seconds. It was great. Anyway, still playing 10. Folks, listen to 10 and 10. I'm liking it.
I enjoy it, too. It's a nice sort of daily nugget of Alexness.
Yeah.
It's like a tea and
I was
crumpet
worried
version of Alex.
Sure. Downton Alex.
Yeah. Not quite.
No?
No.
Somebody please Photoshop Downton Alex.
No. God.
Looking at you, Morden. Sorry. Anyway. Yeah, I mentioned to you the other day that I was worried about spoilers in 10 and 10. And you just sort of pshawed.
Right.
But I think yeah, there may not be such a big concern because the game hasn't even been announced yet, and people will probably forget all the story details that I'm talking about when I play.
Yeah, that was my point. So, who gives a flip?
But I am, yeah. I do love some of these quests' backstories.
Sure, yeah.
I went on about this on 10 and 10, but one of the Dragon Quest series' greatest strengths is not the overarching storyline, although those are interesting too, but it's always the smaller quests and that tiny little human element that you get from that backstory, from those NPCs. And I find it to be more powerful when it comes after the quest is over. Usually that's when they launch in on a long cutscene. Usually the quest starts out something like, hey, it's a village, here's a sad person, why are you sad? Oh, because there's an evil wolf in the woods, and go kill the wolf, and then you come back, and there's a 10-minute cutscene about how the wolf is actually his dad who got transformed into a wolf. I just made that up, but you get what I mean.
No, yeah, it makes sense. It's good pacing. It's
yes.
Because, the average, I suppose, MMO player would, just want to get in the quest and get going.
Yeah.
And then save the exposition and whatnot for a little bit afterward, let's say.
There was a very cute quest in one of the towns I didn't talk about on 10 and 10, but I'll talk about here. It's the elf town, and you talk to a guy, and he's like, I really like this girl across town. I know she keeps one of these gigantic deer. They have these deer roaming around the countryside. And the deer eat this food, so go out and hunt this item and give it to her to feed the deer. And when you give it to her, attach it to this love letter that I wrote her. So you go out into the woods with the love letter, and you kill whatever enemy drops the nut, and you attach the nut to the letter, and you give it to the girl, and she says, oh, it's from such and such? How wonderful. And she just gives it to the deer without reading the note, and the deer eats the nut and the note.
Oh, no.
And I love it. It's cute.
Yeah.
And you go back to the guy, and he's like, oh, I guess I'll have to try again. You know, those little slices of digital life that I love so much.
Yes.
It's good, cute storytelling. Shut up.
No, what? I'm not saying anything. I know what to expect from a Dragon Quest game.
Okay, I know.
Don't worry about me.
I just want people to know I'm not some kind of brony over here, okay?
No.
no brono, okay?
No, that's okay. I think that's understood.
All right.
You just like cute things for babies. We get it.
Oh.
I'm Alex.
I sure am. All right, you want to take a quick break?
Yeah, let's go ahead and transition.
Okay, folks, we'll be right back with some talk.
When shall I shower in the one remaining hour, in the one remaining hour before the show? Will I get to shower in the one remaining hour? Will there even be the time? The answer's no. At the Astoltia, they got the big light up sign that says game. Wake up and play. Sleep in my clothes, only I and all the room knows. If I go to sleep in my clothes on the bus, it's a secret only we know. If I go to sleep in my clothes, it's a secret between everyone and us. At the Astoltia, they got the big light up sign that says gay. Wake up and play. At the Astoltia.
It's No More Whoppers. We're back with No More Whoppers. You are listening to No More Whoppers. I'm part of the No More Whoppers team. I'm Ray. He's Alex.
Hi.
How you doing, Alex? Holding up?
I'm great. Holding up. That's what you say to somebody when a loved one just died, not when you're doing a podcast.
Actually, okay, this is why I said it, because before we started the recording, you said that you had an energy drink much before recording.
Yes, I did.
And that you thought that was good because then you were sort of at, I don't know, let's say the zenith of your activity.
Yeah, well, it's if I have the energy drink too close to recording, it's sort of a jolt to my system, and that energy burst can be applied negatively if something should piss me off.
Yeah.
But if I let my body get used to the energy surging within me, then I can control it and maintain it and be spontaneous and fun and quirky. Hey, check out my OkCupid profile.
Yeah, all right.
I'm addicted. They got a hold of me.
Morphine.
That's good. All right, then.
All right. Folks, I wanted to introduce a segment. I don't know. I felt like reading some news stories this week for some discussion. Generate some discussion. You know, that's what we're all about. That's why we were nominated for the Caldecott Medal, right?
Right.
Isn't that for kids' books?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have lots of great lessons on this show.
We do.
We just taught the kids about death.
That's right, folks. It's coming for you. I got these two news stories from RocketNews24.com. I think they specialize. You've heard of them?
Yeah, I mean, they've done those Burger King stories last time.
Oh, really? Okay,
they were the
good.
guy that got all the cheese slices and shit. Remember that?
There we go. Yep.
Okay.
All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to read this news story, and we're going to see where it goes. Now, this was published today. We're recording October 13th by Philip Kendall. Article reads...
We're recording by candlelight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The article reads, pay your bills, pick up stuff you ordered on Amazon, send a fax, buy concert tickets, withdraw cash, buy milk. Whatever you need to do they've usually got you covered. Although 7-Eleven is Japan's undisputed king of konbinis, blue and white striped Lawson is never far behind and has a special place in many shoppers' hearts. While the founding company is American and originally sold milk out of a chain of stores in Ohio, it was Japanese company Daiei that first opened a chain of convenience stores under the same name in the 1970s. Since then, Lawson has steadily grown to become a household name, with more than 10,000 stores operating across Japan. So when news surfaced that a foreigner named Lawson is working part-time at a convenience store of the very same name, people understandably went a little bit nuts. Since it's not the most common of names, and with few Japanese familiar with foreign names outside of movie stars, many Japanese netizens were surprised to hear that a man could possibly possess the same name as a store and initially questioned its validity. To most Japanese, the chances of finding a Lawson... Yeah. To most Japanese, the chances of finding a Lawson working at Lawson are about on par with finding a girl called IKEA selling Scandinavian furniture. So, once customers had recovered from the shock of seeing a member of the staff with the exact same name as the store in which they work, what were their impressions of the new minor internet celebrity? Pretty good, it would seem. Lawson looks like such a nice guy. This is awesome, LOL, said a couple of the man's new fans. I know this guy. He works in the Ochanomizu Lawson, tweeted another excited konbini frequenter. We'll hopefully have more on Lawson, and maybe even Lawson, very soon.
Uh-huh.
I love it. I'm a big fan.
Is this a male or female? We didn't even get that part. Was it a Mr.?
It is.
Mr.
It is
Lawson?
an African American gentleman.
I see. Okay, whatever. That doesn't really. Just wondering. But yeah, I wonder if he really knew what he was getting into.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure. Okay, there's some. You're sort of aware of that, obviously, but it's also hey,
right.
You're in this country where people are really gonna notice that.
I can't help but feel that he did it sort of self-aware. I mean, he must find it funny. I mean, that's why he did it, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't doubt that part. But I think maybe some degree he might not. I don't know. I'm just wondering. But yeah, that's a great story.
Yeah.
It definitely encapsulates a lot of the things that you've been talking about on this show sometimes.
Yeah.
About Japan.
It just, first of all, there's no way I can make this sound not racist, but good on Lawson for hiring a black dude in a culture where black people are still terrifying to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because I knew a guy, a black guy from Texas who used to live in Nagoya named Travis. And he said that he was waiting outside Nagoya Station one day, and he's a big guy, he's a strong guy. He was waiting out and tall. He was waiting outside Nagoya Station one day for a friend, and a woman saw him and was so terrified she went over to the little police box, and told the police that there's a very suspicious man standing in front of the station.
Wow. Yeah.
And I guess suspicious. Well, by suspicious she meant black and big.
Yeah. Well, better than saying there was a gorilla there or something else worse.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, dear.
But the police actually took him inside the station and detained him because the woman said he was suspicious. And as it turns out, police didn't realize Travis was a cop in Texas. And he, in Japanese, explained to them, listen, I was a policeman for a while, okay? I really don't think you want to be detaining me. And they eventually apologized and let him go. And for some reason gave him 3,000 yen, I guess, to compensate. Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but they gave him some walking around money, I guess, to compensate for taking him in.
Oh,
P.S.
Lord.
He missed his appointment with his friend.
Yeah, well.
Anyway. In a country that does seem to be sort of stuck in the 50s in some ways, I think it's awesome that they hired a black dude to work in a very highly visible konbini job.
Yeah, but of course you can criticize that too any number of ways.
Well, how do you mean?
Well, I mean, if you were extra cynical, I'm not about this story. I mean, I sort of agree with you, but still, it's like someone could say, well, that's they knew that. That was like extra incentive to do it because he's black and he's named Lawson. So yeah,
okay,
that'll get him a lot more attention.
That's probably true. Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm being a little bit devil's advocate. the other way about it.
You love to do that, I know.
Yeah.
Black man doing his motherfucking thing in the world, baby.
Exactly.
Right.
I love that some people just couldn't believe that there was Lawson is a foreign name. Like, really?
Yeah,
Come on.
I guess. I mean, I can understand it. It's not like they have a great number of foreigners walking around and have a great knowledge of, different foreign names and whatnot. It's not like here when there'll be like it's Suzuki Sushi on West 34th.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, you walk into a Benihana and the guy who works your table, you like, oh, your name's Benihana too, awesome. Could you get me another fork? I dropped mine. Like, that's the extent of it.
Wasn't that started by Aoki?
What?
Was that Benihana was started by what's his name? Rocky Aoki or something?
I have no idea who that is.
I gotta look that up now.
Rugrats. I got nothing.
You just can't say random cartoon shows and expect to laugh.
Doug.
Jesus Christ, I hate you.
The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yes, I'm right. Founder, Rocky.
Bonus,
Aoki.
wait. Cartoon within a cartoon. Wait.
Goddamn.
The cartoon within a cartoon in the Rugrats universe, The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle, known as The Adventures of Blocky and Oxwinkle. Do you remember that episode?
That's great.
Okay. I can pull useless crap when I need to.
I don't think you needed to. I gotta be honest.
All right. Our second article this week comes from Rocket News 24, again. This was also submitted today, October 13th, written by something called Blaster Master. I don't know. Recent reports of an unidentified passenger of the Yamanote subway line in Tokyo, including this recent picture, have everyone asking, who is Corn Man? And more importantly, what the hell is he doing? The first known photo below was tweeted back in May and showed a seemingly normal fellow towing what appeared to be a single unhusked ear of corn attached by a bright red dog leash heading towards the station exit. Since then, Corn Man sightings have been pouring in on Twitter, with witnesses in Yoyogi and Ikebukuro stations, among others. Although it's a little hard to discern the ear of corn in the initial photo, eyewitness reports corroborate that it is indeed corn.
Good.
This photo, tweeted on October 11th, also deepens the mystery of Corn Man's identity. In both photos, his face is hidden. This means that these could be different people. Also, the fact that the face is conveniently hidden in both photos suggests that this might be an inside job. Perhaps someone is trying to generate buzz, make Corn Man a household name, and then rake in the merchandising, perhaps. Okay.
Right.
Or, as some commenters have suggested, it could be a part of a bots game often filmed in Tokyo. These games often involve comedians having to do outlandish penalties for failing a challenge, like, say, pull an ear of corn behind them on a leash in public. This theory seems quite plausible, since Corn Man seems rather well dressed for your typical mentally ill subway commuter. And that's the end of the article. What's up with Corn Man, right? Thoughts?
What isn't? I don't know. That doesn't seem very outlandish to be like a comedy show gag. It seems kind of mundane.
Could be pretty funny.
Well, it seems kind of mundane for the kind of stupid shit they usually get up to on those shows.
Yeah, but maybe they take it somewhere. Like he has to go into a pet shop and ask for food for his corn or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. No. All right. Yeah. No, you got it.
Who knows?
Just for laughs.
Oh shit! No. Yeah. Oh yeah. Do that without speaking. Just go into a pet shop, hold up your ear of corn, motion to its mouth. I don't know.
Who is this?
Can't speak. It's just for laughs.
Or relatedly.
Now I'm Prune Tracy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wanted to sort of use this to springboard onto another topic, which was crazy Tokyo shit.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's just because all of this shit just happens to happen in Tokyo, or if it's because if it happens in other areas of Japan, it goes unnoticed. Because sometimes I feel like foreign media and foreigners, especially foreigners who live in Tokyo, are like, wow, look how crazy Japan is. I saw a guy with corn leash. No, it's like... You're not going to find that outside of Tokyo. Tokyo is its own fucked up little world.
Typical Japan.
Yeah, like anytime you see one of those articles on a website like crazy Japanese invention lets you... Yeah. It's Don Pardo doing the commercial. Crazy Japanese invention lets you eat ramen while riding a bike in the snow.
The corn leash.
No. The corn leash, yeah. It's like, that shit, you don't see that anywhere but Tokyo. Stop seeing crazy Tokyo shit and going, oh, Japan.
Right. Well, then, I suppose you've seen nothing crazy in the middle of Nagoya.
Define crazy.
I don't know, something as good enough to be, you know, an article on Rocket News, I suppose.
No.
No, okay.
No.
All right.
And that's the worst part, is that anytime you see these on quote-unquote humor blogs, it's like crazy, you know, insane craze is sweeping Japan. No, it's sweeping an alley in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Okay, just shut up, go away. Stop reporting on shit you don't know anything about.
Yeah, gosh. Yeah, I know.
The worst part
too
is some of this, I think, is fed by foreigners in Tokyo, as I mentioned before, who like haven't actually been outside of Tokyo. They just love Tokyo.
Yeah.
And personally, I think it's becoming pretty apparent. I'm not a big fan of Tokyo, okay?
Oh, my...
I have the same irrational hatred of Tokyo that Homer Simpson has for New York City.
Okay.
It's like I hate it, mostly for comic effect, but also because I actually kind of hate it.
All right.
And I feel like, you know, a lot of the time when dudes go there, like for TGS or whatever, it's like, I don't know, they're kind of almost anxious to take something unique to Tokyo and then, you know, make a funny tweet about it and look how weird Japan is, you know, that kind of thing. You know, I mean, if you said to those guys, hey, you've got a couple days off after the show's over, right? Hey, why don't we head back down to, I don't know, Kyoto or something? That'll be nice.
But how do I get back to Tokyo?
Is going to be your response.
Yeah. That actually reminds me, I saw this random YouTube video. On my own, there's some woman, it was like she took her video camera and she lived in like the country in Japan. She went in the grocery store and she was looking at all the food and stuff and going like, look at this crazy stuff. And it was all like ginger root and things that you could easily see anywhere. Jesus. But she was like being really stupidly dismissive of everything. I was like, who the fuck is this? Is she faking it or what? And then my theory is that, I don't know, she probably just moved there. Like maybe she married a Japanese guy or something. And boy. She's going to these random grocery stores. And look how wacky Japan is. They sell all kinds of plants that you can eat. And yeah.
I knew a girl like that in Nagoya who was almost willfully ignorant about the Japanese language because she was a blonde American woman living in Japan. I mean, men were basically tripping over themselves to get to her. You know what I mean? So she had to do nothing to, you know, be popular and hang out, and you know, everybody wants to hang out with her because she's blonde, right? You know, that's certainly a good judge of character.
Take my word for it.
Because of this, she never actually tried to learn Japanese or anything because everybody would just, you know, either do their best to speak English or somehow get around the language barrier because they just want to hang out with hot blonde girl.
Yeah. Or here's a drink.
Yeah.
Here's another.
Here's 5 more.
Don't worry about it, sweetie.
And I actually overheard her. Somebody asked her once, hey, why don't you learn Japanese? And you maybe could find a better job or something. She's like, I'm just so tired when I come home at the end of the day. I don't want to have to worry about adjectives and verbs and shit.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the attitude that most screams to me, I should not be living in a foreign country.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have to worry about things like language or communication when I'm blonde.
Yeah. Well,
and now, granted, this was a few years ago. I don't know. Maybe she wised up.
Maybe. Well, do you know her origin story there?
I do not. I do know she was dating a Japanese guy for a while, but that's all I know.
Yeah. It's like, how do these people end up there? Right? It's
I don't know.
Do you just like randomly pick some sort of like school program and all of a sudden you're moving to another country? Is that it? Like,
well, that's what I did.
Well, yes, but I mean, you knew what you were doing.
I guess.
I mean, you knew what you chose and all that. It's not like I'm talking about people who just pick some sort of international outreach program because they sort of feel like they have to.
Did you say international outrage program? Because I'm thinking of founding that.
No, yes, let's do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Fraioli Brothers International Outrage, established 2012.
Oh, that's another thing I love about Japanese businesses is that even if the business opened in 2011, the awning in front of the building is going to say such and such company since 2011.
Right, since
like that. Yeah. That kind of is only meaningful if you were an established brand like decades ago.
Right.
You know, you're showing that your company's lasted a long time.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things that
Come
you would
on,
do if you're
yeah.
just starting any sort of business, and other places have that on their signs. Let's do that.
Yeah, we better do that too. Like, 2011 is an exaggeration, but I seriously saw a cafe that said since 2006 on it. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? That's
Hey,
okay.
man.
So
They got aspirations. They think they'll be there forever.
yeah,
In another 30 years, that'll look in vogue, you know?
yeah. So do it in 30 years.
Yeah. Just make a sign and tuck it away, just in case you last 30
Yeah.
years. Yeah. Good stuff.
That's what we did.
What, with our marriage?
No, with the podcast, we drew
Oh.
up this poster of us as old men,
That's right.
and it said "No more whoppers" since
Yeah.
2012.
I'm Alex.
Yes, it's a poster where you can press little buttons and our drops will play.
Yeah.
Hey there, my name's Alex. I'm Alex.
Well, that's a lovely roundup of
Alex.
news.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank Rocket News.
Thank you, Rocket News 24.
Maybe we can become some sort of partner to them.
That would be magical.
We'll read all the top stories. Mr. Tanaka buys out a whole Burger King franchise and eats it all in one sitting. No.
He calmly went in and asked for the entire franchise. The manager was shocked.
Right.
It's pretty much how all these things open, right?
Yeah.
Some more lovers.
Well, it's not a bad show so far, eh, Al?
Doing pretty well.
Yes, indeed.
Now, this is not a news story, but this is an email we got that I would like to discuss, Raymond, if you'll indulge me.
No.
Oh.
Moving on. No, just kidding. Look, don't look at me like that. Come on.
I'm not looking at you. This is audio. We got an email from a Billy Dyson.
Ah, yes.
This was a rebuttal to something we talked about not getting jokes in the past, I think, on
Yeah.
Twitter, because it's text-based and people might not know your voice.
Yeah.
And he writes, I just listened to your latest podcast and enjoyed it as usual. While I'm sure you're right, I don't necessarily agree that it's down to being text-based, or at least not only that. A big issue on the net is that you're far more likely to reach a multinational audience, and a lot of the time a joke is lost simply because people don't get the reference. I can't remember the specific line, but I remember seeing a joke in an article a few years ago that I later found out was referencing something to do with the Kool-Aid Man. If you were doubting Mr. Dyson that he was unaware of the Kool-Aid Man, just know that he spelled Kool-Aid Man COOL. Mm-hmm. However, this just looked like a very oddly worded way of saying something, since I had absolutely no idea who or what Kool-Aid or its man were. Love the show. Keep being Alex, the Jelly Man. Yeah, this ties into my hating Just for Laughs.
And foreigners.
And wait a minute.
Wow.
Yeah, it's what is it about not getting jokes?
Well, I mean, it's not like he's wrong. Obviously, there are, cultural things that just don't, filter through.
Yeah.
But in my case, I think the original conversation that, when I brought it up, I was just talking about people who, replied to, like, my tweets and stuff, like, seriously.
Oh,
I
yeah,
would
yeah.
make a joking tweet. But, I know a lot of those already come from America.
Yeah.
So
I think in this case,
That's-
he knows that the Kool-Aid thing is supposed to be a joke. It's supposed to be a reference. He's not scratching his head thinking it's serious.
yeah.
I think that's the difference.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
That always kills me, is, as you said, posting a goofy tweet, getting a serious response.
I don't know what's worse, people posting serious responses or people trying to extend the humor.
I would say definitely the serious responses, because
Yeah.
extending the humor just means that person likes you and they want to get chummy with you and keep making jokes.
Like, yeah, there is that, but I know there's always the one or two people who just kind of do it to be annoying, and that's like their character.
If you really want to get annoyed at people doing that, go to any tweet by anybody who has a famous comedy podcast like Scott Aukerman and just look at all the responses to just that tweet. It's 100 wannabe comedians who are, extending the joke in pretty much all the same way.
Yeah, it's like I understand it. I'm not really
it drives you
decrying
insane
it or
to
whatever.
read, I think.
but Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had urges to do it myself. I might have done it once
Yeah.
or twice, but that was like a long time ago now. And it's like,
Something I do it sometimes, but only if I'm pretty sure I'm the only person coming at it from that angle.
yeah.
Because there's so many obvious jokes. Like, that's the first thing. Twitter has been amazing at sharpening my sense of humor, because I think to myself, wait a minute, if somebody's already said this, if this has already been done, then I'm not going to do it, or I'm going to try to take it to another level or do something original with it.
Now, there are times when, those comedians will sort of obviously sort of bring in responses and stuff, like if they start inventing a hashtag or something.
Yeah.
And in fact, like you replied once to Patton Oswalt, and he retweeted it and got a bunch of people to retweet it too, and he favorited it and all that. So
That's true, because I was confident I was approaching that thing at a new angle.
Right.
And I was right.
So, yeah, I don't know. We might have veered way off course of the original point that Billy was making, but yeah. Still.
Humor.
I mean, yeah, I understand it. Yeah. It's not just language that's the problem, too. It's just senses of humor. Like, we all sort of grow up with different senses of humor, especially when we're from, far-off cultures as well. Well, anyway, thanks for the email.
Thank you, Mr. Dyson.
Is it time for more sort of email-type things?
You know what? It is, but first I gotta take a break, I gotta refresh my tea, and then we're gonna be right back with Fan Fun!
Hooray! We are back. It's No More Wopers.
Hi.
We're here at No Mo Wo Headquarters.
No Mo Wo Hoquo?
I'm Alex. Oh, shit. Fuck, I sort of think you're mistaken somehow. Yeah. Who am I again?
More poison!
I'm More Poison. That's Alex.
Hi.
How's things? Good?
I'm Alex.
You got your tea refreshed?
That's right.
His baby got his tea?
Yes. Hey.
Okay.
We said no pet names on the show.
Sorry.
Okay.
So yes, Fan Fun right now.
That's right, folks. We got Fan Fun for the week of Saturday, October 13th. That's just today's date. I don't know if that makes this the week of.
Well, it's Friday here, so now you can... Okay, never mind.
Oh, sorry.
You gotta account for that.
All right, folks, we got donors.
Yeah, it is.
Very excited. Raymond?
Yeah.
If you please. Seconds to dollars. The first one comes from a Carlo Martinez. Okay, Ray? Anytime.
Anytime? Anytime. Okay, how about now?
Carlo, thank you very much. Purpose, for validating my existence, reading my name for liking the show. Carlo's father pioneered the dry cleaning technique of... All right.
Yay.
Thank you, Carlo. And our next donation comes from an Eric King. Eric King. All right, Ray? Anytime.
Right, Eric, here we go.
Purpose. I've listened to episodes 1 through 19 and feel you deserve money. You better still be doing personalized messages. I'm Alex. A message from Eric. He says, a cat or moose that sounds like it's saying I'm Alex when it meows or makes moose noises. I don't know what this is, so I'm just going to assume that he's fever hallucinations. Okay, thank you, Eric King.
You can't just go over the buzzer. Come on.
I had to finish my thought. I'm sorry.
All right. Fair enough.
Boy, kind of a lean week here at the No Mo Wo Hoquo.
Yeah, well, at
But
least it's
better than nothing.
a week.
We still appreciate Carlo and Eric.
Yeah.
And everything they do.
Oh, did I say Carlos? I apologize. Carlo,
yes.
Carlito's
Only
way.
one of them. Thank you. Al Pacino. Folks, this time...
I'm Alex.
Folks, it's time for Facebook likes.
Yes.
Right?
I guess it is, yeah. I mean, you're the arbiter.
R.E. hand job.
All right, folks, here we go. It's Facebook likes. Ready. There's my music. All right. Jason Maxwell, he sure does. A woman torn between two water sources, Brooke Wells. Celebrity by homonym, Jon Stewart. Mary Elise Fraioli.
And this is my brother, Alex Fraioli.
Love it. Gary Scatman Crothers Marshall. We'll be LARPing from noon until 5 p.m. at Dennis Park. Brandon Hand-On Dickerson. Mushroom Kingdom Secret Service Elizabeth Alexander, Divine Right proponent Eric King, David, thank God it's Frerix. I crashed my Mazda, but I'm in stable condition in the Ian Rec Ward. Cristobal Cannonball Torres. Hey guys, don't forget, Ross Pember is National No Mo Awareness Month. I don't know I don't know what's in this sub, but it tastes kind of Hamish K. Ferguson. Be sure to rinse every night with Anthony Saline Solution. And hi, nice to meet you. Do you know the Heimlich? Because I'm Gareth Choking. All right, thanks, folks.
Very good.
We appreciate it as always.
Yes, indeed. Facebook.com/NoMoreWhoppers.
No, let's just pimp Facebook.com. I don't feel like they're getting enough press.
Yeah, no.
Folks, have you heard of this Facebook.com?
They need some help.
You go there, register, log in, find friends, connect, friends and family.
The name Facebook is a reference to like a school book of faces. You know, you passed around high school and college and things.
See, I always thought it was a cute nickname for the Necronomicon. Is that not right?
Yeah, you're a nerd.
What, because I've seen Evil Dead?
Yeah, right.
I went to Otakon 3 times. Get out of my office.
Sorry.
Okay, folks, while we do appreciate Facebook likes, and we always do, we just crossed 300, by the way. That's a big thing.
Wow, and 30 episodes.
I do want to complain. Some Dutch bastard on the Facebook page left a comment under episode 29 that just said, boring. Now, childish tantrum aside, this comment struck me as hilarious because it instantly conjured up in my mind this image of one guy standing up in a packed stadium surrounded by home team fans cheering for their team, and he's cupping his hands to his mouth and shouting, boring! What are you doing here, jackass? Get out of the stadium.
Yeah. You know, I saw that too, and I don't really know where it came from. I would like to think that the original person shared it, and then their friend commented on it, and then, like, their friend doesn't listen to the show or anything, so I don't know what... It's so weird. It just was sort of laughable.
That sounds about right.
It wasn't really offensive or anything.
It was perplexing. It's like, it reminds me of a Paul F. Tompkins rant. I think he was on Never Not Funny a few years ago. I quoted this and I blogged about it a while ago. Paul was reacting to people who get so personally offended when they don't find something funny.
Right.
I think it was in response to his podcast or something. It's just, people take it so personally and get so enraged, and they just scream, "This wasn't funny!"
Yeah.
And his retort was, you really must lead an interesting life if this is where you're going to when something doesn't make you laugh.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up!
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't even know really, again, I don't know where it came from. I don't know how it really happened. It's just so laughably weird that I don't even know what it is. Was it one of those situations? I have no idea.
I don't know.
But yeah, we're going to leave it up for sure.
It's pretty hilarious.
It's this weird sort of encapsulation of that moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad you brought it up. I was going to as well. And yeah, you weirdos.
Yeah, like, you're on a Facebook page that is overflowing with positive energy from fans. We've got fans who are making photoshops and funny videos and jokes, and they're loving it. We're all hanging out together on the Facebook page, and then you walk in. It's like you're trying to piss on the party, but you forgot to take off your jeans, so now you're just standing in the middle of this party room with your jeans soaked in urine.
Oh, but I mean, it wasn't, from another... It wasn't another language, so maybe it's just one of those cases where, people just don't get the joke because they're not from
That's true.
Here.
Maybe in Dutch, boring means highly hilarious.
Yes. Well, knowing that I have Swedish relatives, I know that the word fuck means to, like, put on a shelf.
Okay.
No.
You know what? This topic, let's fuck it for now.
Yes.
And we'll come back to it later.
So, there you go.
Okay. All right, folks, we got Over Nerds, of course, this week.
That's right.
We got 3. We got 2 from one person. I'm going to break those up. We're going to save that one till next week. Now, the first one comes from something called BLT Maniac Deluxe.
Oh, yes.
Sounds pretty good, right? Basically, anything that sounds like a burger with deluxe, I'm down with that. Arch Deluxe, I was a big fan.
Yeah, I missed that.
BLT writes, in college, I lived in kind of a flophouse for 2 years. One night we had a party, and when it ended, I settled for this girl I wasn't really into that liked me and started making out with her outside. I brought her up to my room. It was a mess. My computer was on shuffle playing classic rock, my roommate was passed out in his bed, and there was another friend sleeping on the floor. We go to bed and start making out. I am sobering up and decide that trying to take things any further with the girl just wouldn't be worth it to me and her in the long run. I'm resigned to the fact that I have to make out with this girl for some duration of time until she gets bored. During this, I overheard a crackle and some shuffling coming from my computer speakers, and I just fucking knew that the WAV file I recorded 7 years prior using a computer microphone held up to the TV speaker to a cutscene from Final Fantasy VIII was just about to play.
Darling, so there you are, with that look on your face, as if you never hurt, as if you never down. Shall I be the
My initial reaction was fear and shame. I recalled my younger self holding the microphone up to the TV in silence, with the cord completely taut from across the room, hoping it was close enough to pick up the audio of Eyes on Me. This feeling disappeared, and I started laughing. She asked me what was up, and I jokingly asked if she put the song on. She denied that she did. She then focused her attention on it and asked, "Yeah, what the fuck is this?" It was a pleasant reminder that life can be really amusing and unpredictable at times, in a moment where I felt like I was just going through the motions. Thank you, BLT.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, man.
That's charming.
Hilarious things happening while making out. I don't know if I can counter that, but I certainly have a story of me recording video game music.
Sure.
Specifically, in the same fashion, not a computer mic, but a talk boy.
Yes.
Holding a talk boy up to the TV to record the music from Mega Man 3.
Shut up! Shut up! Kiss my butt!
Thank you. But then, later on, I recorded a tape of Mega Man 3 music through my stereo. That was my first sort of aha nerd tech moment, where it's like, oh, hey, these AV cables, I can plug into the stereo and get the sound directly. That's pretty cool.
Well, you're smarter than I am.
What'd you do?
I just made tapes and tapes of stuff like that. Not all music. I mean, just some stuff I recorded myself. But yeah, I would do that too. I think,
but man,
tons of us did.
Before I knew how to rip CDs to the computer, and really before it became practical, because my hard drive was so super small back in the day.
Right.
I thought I was a genius for doing this. I would put a CD into the computer and click play and click record on the microphone, so that it just recorded the CD as it was playing, and then I had that track on the computer forever.
Right.
Probably 10 times the size it would be as an MP3, but as this huge-ass WAV file.
Yeah. Well,
that was not a great moment.
Did you just say it was before sort of the MP3 rise?
Yeah, this was just before the dawn of the MP3.
Sure.
And then...
but why would you need to do that anyway? Did you not have a Discman or something?
No, it was just, it was nerd instinct to preserve something digitally because I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, all right.
It's like, I want to have a copy of this on my computer. I don't know, what if I lose the CD?
I get it, yeah, right.
That is so Alex.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, also...
I do wonder if your parents caught on to that and what they thought.
I don't think so. Bonus tale, not really. I would sometimes rent Tekken for the PlayStation from Blockbuster, not to play it, but to listen to the music in my CD player.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. No? Anybody else?
Yeah, you're fired.
Shit.
That's too much.
Well,
Lord.
see you, folks.
Alex, everybody!
Shut the fuck up!
Shut the fuck up!
All right, thank you very much, BLT. We have a second overnerd. Actually, this is two, but it's a very long letter. I'm going to read the first one, save the second one. Also, the second one is super disgusting. So we'll leave you salivating for that for next week.
Oh, that was disgusting.
Yeah. This is from a Jeff Vanderlinden. He writes, "Hi guys, I love the show. I actually have two overnerds for you, one horrendously disgusting and one more suited for polite company. I'll let you decide which, if any, to share with the No Mo Wofo, that is, No More Whoppers followers /folks. The first, more polite over nerd, takes place at a GameStop. I used to shop at it in a strip mall very near my old apartment. I knew the manager and a couple of the employees, so I often pre-ordered my games with them and picked them up on the way home from work. I had ordered Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles for the PSP, and I was parking to pick up my copy on release day when I noticed that there were two guys standing outside the store with protest signs. Protest signs. The signs read, "Save yourself, buy a PC Engine, not a PSP," and something else to that effect. As I was walking in, the two guys, one wearing a silk Dragon Ball Z shirt from that allegedly counterculture mainstay Hot Topic, and the other with a Pikachu backpack, gave me the once-over and got out of my way. I saw my friend at the counter with my copy of the game and asked him what the deal was. He informed me that the two guys currently protesting outside had picked up their copies of Dracula X on PSP an hour after the store opened, left, and came back 3 hours later complaining that Konami had, and I quote, "shit on the proud legacy of Dracula X." They demanded full refunds, and when my friend the manager refused, they went to the Hobby Lobby next door and made their little signs, determined that no one else suffered that terrible fate. They wouldn't quite meet my eye on the way out, but there's something to be said for standing up for what you believe in, even if what you believe in is utterly unimportant.
Right.
Thank you, Jeff.
I don't know about that.
Now, I've never protested anything, I don't think. Right?
No.
Nothing? Civil rights movement? Nothing.
Not to that degree.
Occupy Al Street?
Yeah.
Occupy Wall Street Kid? No.
Now hold on, before you keep going, I just want to ask. I can't really remember what if at all what big deal there was about that PSP version of that game. I don't remember some big huge grumbling about the quality of it or anything.
Really?
Because for one thing, it had the original game in it, so you could at least play that. But yes, people do like to pick apart those remakes and stuff and find all sorts of problems, but I don't remember anything quite big enough that would sort of inspire people to go pick it. That's just an idle thought. Yeah. I mean, these guys had to be super, super stupid and crazy.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is, this is definitely well-off kids in the suburbs, because any other kind of person just wouldn't do that, wouldn't give a shit. But it's a couple of nerds who are too into video games, and they don't actually have any real problems in their life.
Yeah.
So, it's they've got the afternoon free. Dude, I know what we should do. We should go make signs and pick at that because I didn't like the aspect ratio or whatever.
Right.
It's that kind of shit. It's you have too much time on your hands, and there's nothing else going on in your life. So let's try to be funny and make a statement about video games.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And I can't counter that directly. I've never done that.
I don't think any of us can.
But if you want to talk about blocking the entrance to a store on a launch day, I got something there. In March of 2000,
attack him as soon as the door opens.
That's what he told all of us out front. My good friend Bradley and I were at the PS2 launch day in March of 2000. It was 2000, right?
October 2000.
Okay, there we go. October 2000. Our moms were super cool with it. They actually let us skip school to get there at 4 a.m. and stand outside of a Best Buy.
Sure.
And the store opened, I think, at 7 or 7:30. Yeah, when we got there was already a line. People showed up way earlier. And they only had 100 PS2s. We were standing in line. We were lucky. We got tickets 81 and 82, so we got them.
Yeah.
But after they handed out the tickets, the 101st people and down had to leave because they didn't have any more PS2s. So what happened is some of these disgruntled people actually went up to the front of the line and just, like idiots, just tried to sidle in there as if they had always been there.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody in front of the entire line, everybody is shouting at them, "Hey, what the hell are you doing? Get the hell out of here! You don't have a ticket." And the guy's like, "No, what? I was here. I went to go to the bathroom. I was here."
Yeah, that happens.
So eventually, somebody in line called the police. The police came down and took them out of the line. And then the guy in front of us quipped, "I hope that guy doesn't come back and turn this into best drive-by." And there you go. that was one of the very first things I published on my original website because I took a notebook with me to the Best Buy. This is over nerd in itself. I took a notebook with me to the PS2 launch, and I was chronicling everything as it happened. Like I wrote down that. I wrote down the best drive-by comment.
Oh.
It was 4 handwritten pages of events, and I'm like describing the color of the sky. It's terrible.
You have to still have that. That has to be somewhere, right?
I saw it in the storage unit over the summer. Yeah.
Oh my god. Why didn't you take a picture of that?
I was actually commenting on the similarity in the color of the dawn sky and the blue on the PlayStation base.
Stop.
The stand.
No, just stop.
Nope.
No,
True
stop
story.
now.
12 years ago.
I can't take this.
Pretty amazing.
I can't. No.
I also did something kind of dickish that I thought was funny at the time, and looking back was just dumb.
Wait, can I just say, thank God you grew into a beautiful swan.
Oh, thank you. My friend Brad and I obviously got PS2s, but my friend Matt did not skip school to get the PS2. But I think during the day, my brother went out and bought one that morning too, just in case I couldn't get one. We were going to have one regardless, and then sell the other one. And Matt didn't have one, and I knew since I got one and my brother got one that that one's for Matt. We'll just sell it to Matt. There you go. And but I was like purposefully being a dick to him all day, like, oh man, it sucks you didn't get a PS2. I got one. And I'm like rubbing his face in it and just being a complete prick. And he was seriously pissed off at me by the end of the day. And then I revealed to him, nope, wait, actually, you got one. And, not as relieving as I thought it would be, and I still felt like an idiot.
Yeah, no. Well, it's the thought that counts? No, I guess not. Now, if it was me, I probably would have murdered you because, we're not even talking about the over nerd anymore, but
no.
I was much like you, and I was also trying to comb the stores that early morning when the PS2 came out. I had to drag my mom along with me, and this was all before school opened, of course, but we weren't as successful because we weren't early enough, and all the places had lines, and you would walk up to some stores, and they'd say that we don't have any, or not getting any, so...
Oh boy. I did that with the N64 and I actually found one in the end.
That's good. Well, in that case, I had mine pre-ordered and I was ready to go.
At a Toys R Us a few towns over.
Yeah. No, I got mine at Toys R Us, yeah.
But yeah, Matt's cool with it now. He doesn't mind. In fact, we got him on the show. So. Matt, do you have any good feelings about that story?
Shut the fuck up!
All right.
Yeah. I feel for you, Matt, because I had to go ahead and buy one on eBay for like twice the price.
Ew.
And that, I'm not proud of that, but it happened. And there we go. So, over nerds, thanks for the stories, Rupert.
Yep, thank you guys very much. Keep them coming. We got one. We've got a very disgusting one next week from Jeff.
I can't wait.
It's gross, and it'll be fun.
So I guess we should advise people not to eat for next episode.
Yeah, don't eat during episode 32.
You might say no more Whoppers. Am I right? I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Do we have anything else? I got nothing.
No, we've done our fan fun, right? I mean, that's it.
That's right. We closed the bag on fan fun. Anything else? Plugs? Ray, you're going to be at Rooster Teeth Feathers? Is that right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, plugs. Let's see. Well, of course, I can still plug the magazine, Scroll.
That's right.
The Ninja Turtles episode. I was just on Retronauts.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to hear that.
And that was the TMNT episode, which we kind of followed the magazine, basically. But, it was much more condensed. We didn't get a lot of time to talk about everything. But whether or not you've read the magazine or not, it should be pretty fun. And if you listen to that and haven't bought the magazine, you should buy the magazine.
Absolutely.
Scroll.vg. Learn about some turtle stuff. I think that's all my plugs. Of course, there's that Sonic review I mentioned last week. Finally went up now. Maybe we should have read the comments from that.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
We could, but I didn't really look at it lately.
I used to do another podcast with another guy that I will not name, and one of the segments I enjoyed doing, I think we only did this 2 or 3 times, was just randomly picking and reading a thread from GameFAQs.
Sure.
And then just going to town on it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's pretty good. Oh. Maybe we should adopt something like that. Sorry, industry secrets. I don't want to spoil anything.
Folks, don't forget to check out 10 in 10, my daily Dragon Quest X podcast. I don't know how long it's going to be going. I've got 22 episodes recorded right now. By the time this comes out, maybe you'll be listening to 30. What?
People are digging it, though.
I think so. It's good for dog walks, I've seen someone say. It's good for morning commutes. It's a daily thing.
It's so easy to fit into your life.
Anything where there's a pooping animal or you want to punch your windshield is a good time to listen to 10 in 10.
Right. Yeah, I'm with that.
And if you could combine the two into some sort of bizarre circus, that would be amazing.
The Aristocrats.
Thank you.
All right, then.
Pendulette.
All right. Well, it's been fun.
Yes, it has. Raymond,
Alex,
thank you as always.
Thank you, Alex. You're such a good friend. And I don't know what I would do without you. Cross to fireplace. But yes, thank you once again, everybody. You can find us on our main site, nomorewhoppers.tumblr.com, facebook.com/nomorewhoppers, Twitter, nomorewhoppers, Jiminy Christmas. What else? Oh yeah, iTunes. Good ratings on iTunes. Always good.
That's right.
Just like every other show tells you to do.
10 in 10 is also on iTunes.
Yes. And, donating. Donating helps, too. You can find that on the main page.
Yes, even super low, cheap-ass amounts like we got this week. No offense to those guys. I'm sure they're very nice guys.
Every little
offend
bit.
In no way.
Every little bit counts. For the price of a cup of coffee, you can... Oh. Sorry. I got shot in the face. Okay.
I'm hit.
That does it for us. Everybody keep your nose clean and we'll see you next week. Gold subscribers, stick around till after the show. Some fucking bullshit about the election, I guess.
Alright, folks. Here we go. Facebook's like... Shit. Facebook's like friends.
Again, Carlito's Way.
Carlito weighs several pounds. All right, folks, here we go. It's Facebook likes ready.
Yes.